latest around the wide world of tropics. Tropical Weather Bulletin for July 3rd. You'll be shocked to see that there is absolutely nothing active right now around the world on July the 3rd, day 185 of the year so far. 31 storms have formed, and the average is 92. However, there is one area of interest around the world right now. It's day 33 of hurricane season in the Atlantic, and nothing is active for once, though nothing is on the radar for the next few days, as both of those areas of interest off the East Coast have been marked off of the models. And here's the one area of interest. It's shockingly in the East Pacific. Chances have gone down for it because models have backed off of it significantly. The Euro in particular has not backed off of it and is running a tropical storm, but it's just past the day 5 period into the day 6 and 7 period. Quite unlike it at this time of the year, but the West Pacific has absolutely nothing active. Only 2 storms so far this year, a Cat 3 and a tropical storm Vongfong and Nuri being those. In the North Indian, as usual, nothing is active here as well, which is pretty normal for this time of year, as we are going towards the second peak of the season, which is in the later part of the year. In the Southern Hemisphere, surprise, absolutely nothing is active as well, and nothing is on the radar for the next few days in the Southern Hemisphere at all, which is very good. So here's a look at the North Atlantic. You can see a large plume of Saharan dust impacting parts of the Leeward Islands and the Lesser Antilles, with quite a interesting tropical wave emerging off the coast of Africa right now. That probably won't develop due to wind shear. However, it is something to watch over the next few days. Here's a look at the Gulf of Mexico, how it's looking right now. Thunderstorm activity flaring up along the coast of Cuba right now, as well as across the Florida Peninsula as well. Some Saharan dust that blew off of Africa is just now beginning to reach into the US along the coast of Texas, and people are reporting hazy conditions over there. You look at the East Pacific, quiet is an understatement right now, as there's a lot of thunderstorm activity all around the international date line southwest of Hawaii. And then you have that area of interest that's just looking just off screen that could develop into a tropical storm early next week as it pushes off towards the west-northwest, and could even become a weak hurricane. We'll have to wait and see. Here's a look at the Western Pacific, a lot of frontal activity extending alongside Japan, which is a little normal for this time of the year if I recall. However, looking down towards the Philippines and towards near Guam and the Mariana Islands, nothing active right now. Shocking to say the least. Here's a look at the South Pacific. You can see there's a lot of thunderstorm activity north of Vanuatu extending over the Solomon Islands. Heavy rainfall being reported on those islands as those thunderstorms move over the area. However, nothing is on the radar there, and that's the same thing for the Indian Ocean. Thunderstorm activity continues to blow up along the western coast of India into the Arabian Sea. Looks like something is trying to form, something of the sorts, but the models say no to this, and we won't be seeing a tropical cyclone here anytime soon. A little swirl up in the northwest Arabian Sea probably won't develop. So here's a look at sea surface temperatures right now. Sea surface temperatures warming up nicely in the eastern Pacific with a La Nina in development right now. In the Indian Ocean, they're quite warm. Something to note right now, in the North Atlantic, sea surface temperatures are running extremely above normal, which is why we are forecasting a very busy hurricane season in the Atlantic this year. Sea surface temperatures in the South China Sea and the Western Pacific running pretty warm. However, wind shear is denying any chance of tropical cyclone formation there. On this day, 1 year ago, Hurricane Barbara peaked as a Category 5 in the eastern Pacific with winds of 160 miles per hour, and Tropical Storm Mun had just formed and would be a weak tropical storm that would make landfall in China around 12 to 24 hours later. So these are the names on the naming list right now. In the Atlantic, the next name will be Edouard, followed by Faye. In the eastern Pacific, it will be Christina, followed by Douglas. If we get a Central Pacific storm this year, it will be named Hone, and then the next name after that will be Iona. Looking into the Western Pacific, the next name will be Senlaku, followed by Hagapit. It is back after its 2014 Category 5 peak. I don't think it'll peak at Category 5 this year, but we'll see. In the North Indian Ocean, it is Gati, followed by Nivar. In the Southern Hemisphere, the next name in the Australian region is Imogen, followed by Joshua. In the Southwest Indian Ocean, the new names have rolled out. Alicia will be the next name there, followed by Bongoya, with Rita on the naming list. Don't think it'll get there, unfortunately. In Fiji, Yolanda is next, followed by Zazu. You can follow Force 13's outlets. You can check out our new Cyclone Tracker on our website, force-13.com/cyclone tracker. You can also follow us on youtube.com/force13. Subscribe if you haven't. You can follow us on Facebook for more updates on there, as well as Twitter. We also do publish updates on there as well. You can become an ultimate fan of our YouTube channel. To see the full list of YouTube benefits, visit youtube.com/force13/join. With a special thanks to our ultimate fan and our patrons this month as they continue to bring funds towards our way. You can also check out our growing merch store at store.force13.com as well. It continues to grow to this day. You can also check out our Discord server using the link in the description below.